You're looking for a home in 2025 and you found the one. It meets everything that you're looking into. 5 bedrooms, 4 baths, 9-car garage. Then you see these words, active option.
Or pending.
What does that mean?
It means it's not your day. No, I'm kidding.
Active option indicates that the seller has accepted an offer. The home is under contract. The buyer, however, has specific period of times, usually.
That's when they have their negotiations and they go through a second, even though it's not a negotiation, but they go through a second negotiation pretty much. So they're still working and trying to see, okay, is this the buyer saying the home for me? And the sellers are saying, are you for real? You want to buy my home?
Yes. One of the things is that during these period of times that the buyer purchases or gets, it's a specific amount of days, either 5, usually around 10 days, that they have the active option or the right to void the purchase agreement if, heaven forbid, the inspections don't go through or the due diligence that they've been doing doesn't work out.
Exactly. And that's pretty much the buyers. They're buying the right to terminate the contract. I know it sounds awful, but it's part of the process.
It's it usually happens if it's like we mentioned before. It's a a fee paid by the buyer for X amount of days, so they can do their due diligence and see the due diligence either with the home, septic tank, if there's any pool or anything is that's on there. And then of course they do during this option period, active option, the buyer submits a list of repairs during this period, and then this is when the negotiation happens.
With the repairs, exactly.
With the list of repairs, and then heaven forbid something doesn't add up, or both parties can't agree to, the buyer can void the purchase agreement without during this period even without any reason.
Yeah, and then it could be like just I said, 5 days, 7 days, 10 days. It depends. Usually the max that we've seen is 10 days, unless there's things happening with the negotiation and things that they have to wait for, maybe a report or things like that. Then it might get extended, but usually it's 5 to 10 days.
Usually between 5 to 10 days. And during this period, like we mentioned before, inspections happen during this period. Termites inspection, pool inspection, septic tank, if there's any.
Yeah.
And then, of course, if there's any other due diligence needs to be done, keep in mind, remember the top 4. Foundation, water heater, AC, and especially the roof right now, especially with the way everything's going with insurance.
Yeah, and then if you happen to have solar panels in the home, that's another thing to look into.
Yes, keep in mind this might also extend the during inspection, because if heaven forbid something needs to happen with the roof, the solar panels need to be removed. Something needs to be fixed in the roof, and they need to be placed back on.
Exactly. And that's part of the negotiation. That's why you have those days. The best thing is always be in communication with your agent and see, okay, what's going to be the time frame, how long it's going to take.
So just to recap, active option is that they're going through negotiations. There's a possibility it might be coming back, but the likelihood of that is getting a little bit slimmer and slimmer. So if there's a home that was the one that you're looking into and you fell in love with, just probably wait 5, or just reach out to us, and it's just probably 5, 7, 10 days of active option that it's on there. But once it goes into pending, this is all the option periods have already passed. The buyer has either chosen to move forward, and then the only thing that's holding it off or causing the pending is the title company, the lender, the HOA, or the appraiser just holding back.
Exactly. So pretty much it means all the negotiations have been completed. Everything is done. Buyers are happy moving forward. Sellers are, like you said, happy moving forward too. So this is when everybody's doing what they need to do. Like you were saying, the lender, they're working their stuff. Title company, they're working the title on the home and making sure everybody's signing, whatever needs to be done. Buyers, making sure giving everything to the lender that needs to be completed. Sellers, anything needs to be fixed, whatever situation. But this is, like we said before, this is like the quiet time.
Yes.
Because it gets a little quiet.
Yes, it gets a little bit quiet, so it gets a little bit stressful for some families, because during this time,
Because we're so used to go.
Yeah, and during this time, everyone's doing their due diligence. Everyone's doing what they're supposed to be doing. So the mortgage company might be a little bit quiet because they're waiting
Working
for
on their stuff.
working on their stuff, bank statements, pay stubs, W-2s, asking from a buyer, or they just everything's already been cleared, and the only thing that they're waiting for is the appraiser. And the appraiser, once in a while, when they have 10 days, they're really extended to 10 days to get.
It depends on the appraiser.
Yes, yes, we love our appraisers.
Yeah.
But and then of course the HOA. When there's any delays, it's usually because of the appraisal, or the HOA docs that need to be turned
Yes.
in within the X amount of times. Usually they come in. There's a due date when they're due, and once in a while they arrive exactly minutes before the due date's over.
Yes. Or after.
Or after. Heaven forbid.
And that's another extension
Yes.
if needed.
Yes.
Yes.
So once again, with pending the likelihood of the home coming back, if you really fell in love with that, you're probably looking at the single digits, maybe less than 10% of the home coming back. And if it does, either the home didn't appraise, there's something that came up with the HOA. Heaven forbid the buyer changed jobs, or the funds are not there.
A lot of things can happen.
There's something. It's a big event that happened that caused or prevented the home from closing once it hits pending.
Exactly. And it's not always there's something wrong with the home. No, it's like different variables. Like you said, it could be the loan. It could be something happened to work history. Something happened to the sellers. A lot of factors can happen.
Yes. So if you have any questions, feel free to let us know. And if you found value in this home and you hear either your friends, family members, or your best friends, next door neighbors, best friends, second cousins say one of these two phrases, I've always wondered what my home is worth, or I've always wanted to purchase a home, but I don't know where to start. Give them my name. Give them Rosa's name. Give them my name. Give them, throw our name into their cowboy hat so we can give them the same informational service that we gave you. Deal? Also, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. And like always, are you ready to make a move? Send us a DM. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.